Welcome to the Evolving Healer. I'm Christopher Matoir, your host, and a little bit about myself. I'm currently a graduate student on the journey of healing myself while helping others heal along the journey. A little bit about the podcast, we'll be sharing real life experiences while you're going on your journey and while I'm going on my journey, being true, authentic, and pure. Welcome to the Evolving Healer. I'm Christopher Matoir, your host, and today we'll be going on a journey of healing, learning, and becoming. Whether you're in the field or on your own path of healing, we're growing through it together. Let's get in today's episode of Imposter Syndrome. Whew, it feels good to be sitting here today. A great little reset. This week has been drastic, adjusting to the new job, balancing life, work, school, it's been a lot. But today we'll be discussing some imposter syndrome. Like, I'm sure we've all been through that phase in our life. Every once in a while, you get to questioning yourself, is this what I'm called to do? Is this my purpose? Am I supposed to be doing this? Or you just have that feeling of fear, wondering like, am I on the right journey? How long will it take to get to where I'm trying to get in life? I've been there over and over and over. Transitioning into my new job, new city, new state, it's been a lot. Really finding that balance, understanding that divine timing is everything, and just being in your waiting season and understanding that everything happens for a reason and there's a purpose for it all. But let's transition a little. Like I said, imposter syndrome is the feeling of doubt or that constant feeling of fear of failing. Um, and then when you get into it, like, man, this week I've been on that path. I've questioned myself time after time after time. And then just myself getting into practicum and internship, it's been a lot, I have to constantly look up 4 to 5 sites at a week's time and wait on answers from these sites, whether it's a yes or a no, it can be a lot. Really just figuring them out, waiting on them to give me a response, it can become very stressful or overwhelming. When you have that feeling of imposter syndrome, it can lead to anxiety. It can lead to depression. It can lead to stress and burnout. So for myself, it's just like, I don't want to get to that point in life, but I've been there previously. So for me, I have to really just learn how to balance it all out while waiting, while working through it all. Um, Various techniques that help me along the journey is like I attend counseling at least 2 to 3 times in a month's time frame, depending on how chaotic life can get. It's okay to not be okay, but for one thing, you have to be self-aware and conscious of the fact that you need that help or that guidance along the journey. It's okay. Don't allow the outside world to dictate or tell you that it's not okay to get help or seek help. Seek the help if you need it. Um, and take that time. Be transparent, be true, authentic, and pure when you're in those sessions with your counselor or even your licensed clinical social worker. Be true, because that's the only way you're going to get better. Lay it all out on the table. They are there to help you. They are there to get you through whatever challenge you may be going through in life. So understanding that it's okay to pour it all out. Yes, it's good to have family and friends along the journey to really help you get through things, but it's nothing like that clinician that can't go back and discuss that information or disclose your confidentiality to others. That information is safe. But of course, every counselor isn't going to be the right counselor right on. So really just understanding that, yes, you may not like this counselor or this counselor may not be for you. For myself as a counselor in training, I have to understand that I'm not cut out for everybody. Everybody not cut out for me. So accepting that, the fact that, okay, this client may not come back and see me, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for myself and that client. So in that case, if I can't help that client to my full capacity, I really have to understand that I'm practicing outside of my scope. So therefore, I need to refer that client out to someone who can better assist them and get them the help that they need, because I'm not benefiting from it, nor are they benefiting from it. So that's very important for myself. Um, Another great tool that's really helped me during this imposter syndrome this season, like, Now that I've accepted a practicum and internship site, I love my site supervisor. Like, major shout out to my girl. Like, she's gonna check on me. She's gonna stay on top of me about those grades. Even though I don't start practicum and intern until next summer, I'm seeing clients. I'm gonna start seeing clients now to master my skills, to critique my expertise, so I can be a master at it once it's time to hit the ground running and start that private practice. So Miss Price, like, man, she's amazing. Really has been a great help. I feel like when you're on this journey of healing, transitioning, learning, and becoming, it's detrimental that you get that support from others around you to really keep you grounded, keep you focused on your end goal, and really understanding where you're trying to go. Not only that, having that support, that extra boost really helps get you over the hill and really understand that, okay, I have someone rooting for me. I have someone, looking out for me who's been in this profession for 30, 40 years at a time. Like, that's great. Because one thing about it is they're gonna make sure the younger generation stay on top of the things that they had to do. They didn't have that support that we now have. So we have to take full advantage of the tools and the resources that we do have available to us. So that's very important for myself. But major shout out to my counselor, man. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Session after session after session, she constantly told me, God wouldn't have gave you that vision if it wasn't intended for you. She kept telling me, get it off the ground. What you scared of? You're allowing fear to take over. And last week I sent her the YouTube channel and the Instagram channel. I was like, yeah, I went ahead and got things started off. Like, and she was like, I'm beyond proud of you. One thing about my counselor, we've grown. She's like a mother figure to me. She really motivates me, pushes me. I encourage her on a different level. She encourages me on a different level. Like, it's great to have that relationship with her. She's gonna hold me accountable even in times that I feel like, man, I don't want to hear this. But one thing for sure, major shout out to my counselor. It's greatly appreciated. Sitting behind this mic, really, it feels like a sense of self-care for me, allowing me to unbottle things and really just sit here and this my element. Like, it feels great. But the biggest thing, like, during imposter syndrome, you have to prioritize things. You have to manage your time wisely. You have to put things first. Sometimes you have to even disconnect yourself from the world. You have to really make the best out of every little thing. You have got to stay organized. You have to keep structure. Like, for me, going to school full time, working full time, balancing the podcast, now even working on another project, like, I have got to learn to put things first. Sometimes we got to miss out on that fun. Sometimes we got to sit back at home and really just brainstorm. We got to get in. We got to lock in. We got to stick to the plan, because those restless nights, your brain just running, running, running. I know for me, I'm up all times of the night thinking, brainstorming, putting things on paper. Like, what's my next move? What I got to do to get here? What I got to do this? Like, so we got to miss out on that temporary fun for long term. Like, it's going to pay off. It'll be worth it in the end. And then for myself, I just been spending a lot of time. Like I said, I enjoy journaling. That's something that I like to do. If my head becomes foggy, like, I'm going to take that time to put my thoughts out on paper. I'm going to read my scriptures. I'm going to go to church on Sundays. That's my reset days. I feel like every Sunday should be a reset day. You may not have to go to the sanctuary, but watching it on TV, turning your living room into that sanctuary is everything. Your relationship with God through this journey of imposter syndrome and balancing everything in life is very important. I know for myself, it has been detrimental. Without God, I wouldn't be here. Major shout out to my parents for teaching me the skill sets that I do know and allowing me to really be independent and be a true adult. My parents instilled some great things into me. I've taken things into my own hand, like, and I continue to thrive like never before. I'm gonna continue to thrive because I know one thing for sure: I'm making my parents proud. I'm making my grandparents proud. So that's my biggest thing. In the end, making sure they good, making sure I can help them along the journey. And I can't forget about my nanny. Like, major shout out to her. one thing for sure, she gonna stay on top of me. We gonna talk every day, and she gonna say, okay, it's gonna pay off. She gonna keep me grounded, keep me motivated, and things of that nature. So keeping people in your corner is the biggest part of it all. Like that feeling of fear is real. It's real. It will have you like, man, nah, I'm not gonna do that. What if I fail? If you don't try, you'll never know if you'll fail or not. You have to put one foot in front of the other and realize that failure isn't a destination, it's an option. Like you have to realize that you're not losing. It's a lesson learned. Real. For me, like, man, do y'all take care of your body? Do you take care of your mind? Do you take care of your soul? The company that you keep in this season, it's important. Like, you have to remove a lot of distractions out of your life when it comes to imposter syndrome. Things that's weighing you down will tend to lead you down that imposter syndrome road, lead you to that feeling of fear, that constant thought of doubt. If they're not pointing into you in this season, we got to cut ties. We got to move forward. We got to let that go. If it's not benefiting you in some way, they not benefiting you in some way, you're not benefiting them, what's the point in that relationship? What's the point in that friendship? Like, we need people in our corner that's going to pour into us, that's going to help get us to that next level, that's going to propel us, and really get us to where we're trying to go. For myself as a clinician in training, like, I feel like it's important for me to take care of my mental health because when I'm sitting in those sessions with my clients, sometimes some things you discuss with them begin to weigh on your spirit. And you tend to take those things home with you and think about it. Like, man, what could I have done differently to help them? But I have to learn as a clinician, my job is to save their life in that present moment, to help them right then. And understanding that I did what I could to help them, it's on them to take the things that they've learned within the session and put it into practice to really help them on that journey. So I feel like as a clinician, like one thing my professors always told us, every good clinician, every good counselor needs a counselor. And ever since day one, since I started the program, that has stuck with me. It's like, okay, that's true. Because how can you help somebody if you're going through your own journey? If your brain is fogged up, you can't help somebody get through their own journey. So you have to make sure you're healing yourself while healing others. And then some seasons, like, we have to realize that it's okay to disconnect. It's okay to separate yourself. For myself, I tend to do that a lot. Sometimes I have to just take a step back and be like, man, you got to focus on yourself and you got to put yourself first in some seasons, honestly. For me, like right now, relocating, new job, starting a podcast, school, work. Sometimes I don't have time to spend time with people and do this and do that. Like, sometimes I just got to put myself first. And some people don't understand, like, I'm busy, real. Like, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, the statement is true. You make time for the people that you want, but it come a time where you really just gotta stay grounded within yourself, because sometimes going here, going there, you'll lose focus on the journey down the road. You'll be like, man, then you'll think, wow, what could I have done differently? If I would have did this, I would have been there. But it's like, everything happens for a reason. Another thing, like, just being in those settings, me as a clinician, like me going to see my counselor, I take the things that I learned from her and bring it into my own scope of practice and really be like, okay, She make me feel comfortable. She create that safe space for me. She allowed me to lay it all out on the table with her. Even when I sit there and tell her, I'm okay, I'm good, you know what she gonna say? Nah, something wrong. I know. I can tell. I can read your body language. And she gonna give me my time to sit there and be like, okay, let the silence do the talking for a little minute. And then after that, I'm gonna lay it all out on the table because it's like, why I told you I'm okay when I'm really not okay. So for me, it's like that vulnerability and that authenticity is important as a clinician. Coming in that room with my clients, creating that safe space for them, allowing them to really just open up and express themselves is real important for me. Like letting them know that, hey, you're heard. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you get through this journey. I'm here to support you through it all. So really just creating that safe space. When you create that space, it really builds the client-therapist relationship. It creates a sense of trust. It allows them to express themselves on a deeper level. Not only that, once that client becomes comfortable with me, it's like I'm their bestie. They gonna sit there and run it to me. They gonna say, man, look, this, and going on. I've been dealing with this since this long. You know, they gonna put it all out on the table. And that's what I want you to do. So we can get to the root of your problem and figure out, okay, what is it that we can do to help you on this journey? Maybe you need to spend some time the in a behavioral health hospital for a little while, spend some time with some group therapy, different things. It's okay to do those things. The world tend to spend a lot of time and focus in on those things like it's bad. No, it's okay to get help. Get the help if you need it, man. Um, Even on this journey, like working 40 plus hours a week, going to school, managing 4 to 5 classes a semester, while still balancing my personal life, now on the podcast, and all of this other stuff, they don't tell you about that when you first start grad school. You can experience imposter syndrome in undergraduate, grad school, early in life, later in life. It doesn't matter when you experience it, but you can experience it in life. It's real. It's real. Like you constantly questioning yourself, and it's like, man, why I keep thinking about this? Why I keep questioning myself about this? When God told me it's gonna be all right, everything gonna be good. Um, but one thing for sure, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Remember, you are enough. You are becoming. You are healing. You are learning, and you belong in every room you step foot in. If it wasn't meant for you to be in that room, you wouldn't be in that room. Your name speaks for itself before you ever walk into that room. Remember that. And again, thanks for joining me on today's episode of Imposter Syndrome. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube at The Evolving Healer. And don't forget, follow us on Instagram at The Evolving Healer as well. Also on Spotify podcast as well. Remember, healing isn't a destination, it's a process. And we're evolving along the way. Until next time, take care of your mind, body, and soul. See you next time, guys.